Let's start off with the protein. I have 3 chicken breasts on the cutting board. I'm going to trim off all the fat around each chicken breast just because I want this to be a very lean and clean. Then I'm going to slice the chicken breast in half and start slicing them into really thin pieces for the stir fry. As I'm slicing the chicken breasts, I'm going to actually portion them out as I'm cutting so I know how much I need. So as I'm slicing, I'm just doing a palm size amount and setting them aside. I'll probably try to make at least 7 portions of the chicken breast. That way I know that I'll have at least 7 meals for the week. So I have a large cooking pan here. You can also use a large wok. The reason why I'm using something so large is because when I'm doing stir fries and I'm incorporating a lot of vegetables, I don't want things falling over. So a good large pan or a good large wok is best for this. I have some cooking oil and then I just added a cup of chicken breast. So I'm doing this meal in batches just because I found, and this is a personal preference, that the more items I add into a pot, um, it can become like a watery or saucy stir fry. So I kind of want this on the drier side where there's not a lot of sauce or broth in my meal. So I'm going to do the chicken breast so it can get kind of crispy, and then I'll add in the vegetables. So I want to cook the chicken breast all the way through because the vegetables I'm using are delicate and will only take maybe a good minute to cook all the way through. So this is the reason why I like to cook in batches. And the reason why I used only 2 cups of chicken breast at a time is because I do like this like kind of brown, crispy texture on the top layer of my chicken. It gives it that nice kind of like char flavor that I enjoy when. Now, cooking the chicken this far is an option. You don't have to if you like it more on the softer texture, then just cook it a little bit less. But obviously, make sure you cook it all the way through because, like I said, the vegetables are only going to take a minute to cook. So the vegetables I'm using are called pea tips, and you probably had them at a Chinese restaurant. You can find these at an Asian grocery store. They come in packs and they're actually super cheap. It costs me about 2, 3 bucks a pack, but I bought about 5 packs because they do go down kind of similar to spinach into a very small portion. So I'm actually going to cook a lot. So for the seasoning, I'm just going to do a tablespoon of garlic powder and then 2 to 3 tablespoons of oyster sauce and a little bit of salt just to your liking. If you feel like you need a little bit more flavor, then I recommend adding maybe another tablespoon of oyster sauce, but that will just be it. This dish is meant to be very light and healthy and not too heavy on a sauce. So you can see how quick this vegetable does cook down. So a minute or less is really all you need to cook the pea tips. If you want your vegetables more on the softer side, then definitely cook it a little bit more. But I always recommend eating your vegetables when it's a little bit crispier and it has a nice texture. I feel like it just gives another element of texture to your meals. So as you can see, cooking the meals in batches is really important because I have just the right amount of sauce in my pan. If you were to cook in large amounts, like with a lot of protein and a lot of vegetables, it can end up being a soupy dish. Now that everything is cooked, I'm just going to transfer everything into a bowl and start on my other batches. Here's the final product after cooking everything. It looks really healthy, looks delicious, it tastes delicious. So I'm really excited about this. So I have this glass meal prep container that's divided right in the middle. I like to use these kind of containers when I'm cooking my stir fries because we have that sauce, and obviously I'm going to pair this with a side of rice, and I don't want the sauce to leak into the rice. It just ends up getting soggy over the week. So I like using a glass container with a divider to keep everything separate. And there you go. Here are all my packed meals. I actually have 7, but in the picture, it looks better to have 6. So I actually packed 7, but I'm just showing you 6. But there you go. I have my vegetables and protein with my rice, and that's gonna be my meal for the week.